Okay, in this video, we're going to start setting up the system. There are essentially three parts to this to set it up. First of all, you need to go to Ripple. This is ripple.com. And then you're going to be setting up a wallet. So you go here to Wallet. Okay, and then you're going to give yourself a wallet name and a passphrase. I'm going to come back to this in a second. Now, the second part of this is something called Ripple Labs, Computing for Good. And what this does is it allows you to take part in projects and use your computer's idle time to help with these projects. In return, you get paid Ripple. Okay, now I'm not going to try and explain what Ripple is. Ripple, as I said, generally is an altcoin that's a little bit different. Okay, and you can go to the Ripple site and read all about what it is. But all I'm going to do in this video series is show you how to set up the system so that you get paid Ripple. Okay, so let's go back to our wallet here. And the first thing we're going to do is get a wallet name. Okay, so now what we're going to do is create our wallet. So down here where it says create, so here we're going to create our wallet name. I'm going to say my so use something that means something to you. Now we need to create a passphrase here. Okay, so you want to make sure that you see strong here because you're going to want a strong passphrase. Okay, now you can send them anonymous data if you want. Let's create the wallet. And here we go. Now, what you need to do is copy this to a safe place. Okay, so I'm going to create a folder called Ripple to keep all my Ripple related things in on my desktop. Okay, so here it is. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of this into my document there. Okay, so here is all my information. Now, this is just a test account, so it's not going to do you any good to know all this. But let's go show our secure account key. So we're going to show that. And now what we want to do is just copy this whole thing. And into our folder. Okay, so I'll do new text document. And we'll call this credentials, and then we'll paste all this in here. Okay, so this is our Ripple address down here, and then our secret key down here. Okay, so we're going to save this. Because we're going to need this later. Okay, so there's part one. We now have a Ripple wallet. Now, the next thing we need to do is set up our Computing for Good account. Okay, so it gives you an overview of what it is here. You get paid XRP, which is the symbol for Ripple, for the work that you do. Okay, so just you can read through all that and then click register here. Okay, now it shows you here that you need to register for the World Community Grid. Okay, so let's open this in a new tab here. Okay, so you simply register here. So very simply, you put in a member name that you're going to use here. You're going to enter your password to get in here, an email address, confirm your email address. Read the end user license and then click continue. Okay, so here we select our projects. Now you see here the clean energy project. You need to make sure that your system has a proper requirement. So it requires 1 gig of memory and so much disk space. You can click here to see if you want to participate in that one. But let's just click continue here. Now the next thing you want to do is download the software. So it runs on many things here. You can run it on Windows, Linux, Apple, or Android. Okay, now if you look at the Windows one here, it says 7 Vista XP ME 2000. And that's what it'll run on. So if you have Windows 8, you cannot use this version. Okay, so I'm running Windows 8, so I have to use a different version. But what you would do, and I'm gonna just download this one anyway, but it won't quite work. So we're gonna go download now, and it's going into my xrpl directory here. Okay, and then it's ready to install. So we'll click yes. Okay, and it starts to install it here. Okay, so it's looking at your system requirements now. Click next. Accept the terms. Click next, and then you'll see here that use the World Community Grid BOINC screensaver. So this is what happens when your computer is idle. The screensaver pops up, and that is why when it is using the computer power. So it doesn't affect you when you're doing other things. Now you can change that by going to Advanced. You can install a service and run under a restricted account. Okay, if you do that, then it'll run as a service and it'll always run and allow users on this computer to manage the World Community Grid BOINC software. Okay, so let's click next here. Well, I'm not going to click next because it dies on me with Windows 8. But you would click next there and it'll go ahead and it'll install. Now, if you're on Windows 8, you go to a different download. Okay, now if you have Windows 8, at least at this point in time, you have to install an older client. Okay, so if you look at the web page I have here, and I will give you the address for that, you would see that Windows 64-bit is what I would need for Windows 8. So you can you would download this one here, 9.48 megabytes. So download that and install that if you are using Windows 8. Okay, so we got that installed now. You'll see here that it just explains to you that it was created by Berkeley and it allows different computers to share their power for these projects. And then you'll see here we have Mac instructions, Windows, Android, and Linux instructions. Next thing you need to do is join the xrpl Labs team. Okay, so this comes up right here, and all you got to do is click join this team. And there you go, you've been added to this team. Okay, so we will finish up in the next video.